Chidinma never thought her life would change that Tuesday. The sky had just finished crying, one of those early evening showers that washed everything clean and made the streets smell like new earth. Her cousin's baby dedication was winding down and most of the guests were already leaving. But Chidinma stayed behind, helping pack up food trays and folding chairs in the compound. That was when she saw him. He was tall, dark and well built, not overly muscular, but with the quiet confidence of someone who knew he was admired. His kaftan was spotless white, his wristwatch gold, and his perfume smelled like it was imported. When he smiled, his dimples appeared like they had been waiting for a reason. Every woman at the party noticed him. Some whispered, "He just came back from abroad," one auntie said. Chidinma didn't join the gossip. She simply wiped her hands on a napkin and turned away, but he had already seen her. He walked up to her minutes later, while she was helping arrange leftover drinks. "Excuse me," he said with a soft voice that mixed Igbo intonation with a foreign accent. "Hope I'm not disturbing." Chidinma looked up and saw him properly for the first time. She was startled, but she held her calm. "No, you're not," she replied politely. "I'm Kenechukwu. People just call me Kene. You helped with the baby dedication, right?" She nodded. "She's my cousin." "Ah," he smiled. "Good people. I'm just a family friend." She gave a small smile and returned to her task. But he didn't leave. Instead, he pulled out his phone and asked, "Can I have your number so I can say thank you properly? Maybe later." Something about him felt genuine, maybe it was the way he looked at her, not like a man scouting for attention, but like someone who had already made a quiet decision. Chidinma gave him her number. From that day, Kene became consistent, the kind of consistent that makes a woman fall without knowing she's falling. He called her in the morning just to say, "Have a beautiful day." He called her again by noon to ask, "Have you eaten?" Then at night, "Good night, my queen." If she didn't pick up after a few rings, he sent soft text, "I hope you're okay, I'm thinking of you." When he found out where she worked, a small accounting firm not far from Zik Avenue, he showed up one evening with shawarma and fresh juice. Her colleagues teased her for weeks. "So this is your destiny helper," one of them joked. Kene was charming, attentive and warm, and Chidinma, a 23-year-old woman who had never left Enugu in her life, found herself swept up in the kind of romance she had only seen in movies. Kene told her he lived in Canada, where he had been based for the past 15 years. He said he returned to Nigeria every 6 months to see family and check on his property business. He had one house in Enugu, another in Asaba. He said marriage was serious to him. "I'm not here to play," he told her one evening as they sat in his car, sharing roasted corn. "When I find someone I love, I build with her." Chidinma believed him. Why wouldn't she? He introduced her to his cousin, took her to see one of his sites in Independence Layout, and even met her parents after a few months. Her father, a retired school principal, was impressed. Any man who can talk sense, wear clean clothes, and still open the car door for a woman is rare these days, he said with a proud smile. "I like him." Her mother teased her that night while she was washing plates. "So this is the one taking you to Canada?" she asked, nudging her playfully. Chidinma laughed. "Mommy, I beg, leave me alone." She had no idea that the same man she was laughing about would one day take more than her hand. He would take her peace. 3 months later, Kene returned to Canada. Their goodbye was quiet but emotional. He hugged her tightly. "Don't forget me," he whispered into her hair. She smiled. "How can I? You're everywhere in my heart." They kissed. He wiped her tears. "I'll come back soon," he said. "This love deserves December rice." After he left, their communication didn't falter. He called every day. They video chatted at night. He sent money sometimes, not large amounts, just enough to show he cared. Once, he sent 50,000 for groceries and said, "I don't want my queen stressing. Even when I'm not there, let my money be present." Her friends were jealous. Some said, "This one is husband material from head to toe." Others joked, "Chidinma, beg, invite us for wedding, oh, make we chop Canada rice." She smiled through it all, because in her heart, she believed she had found her own. And on that rainy Tuesday when she first met him, she truly thought her life was complete. For 2 whole years, Kene played the role of a devoted man, and he played it well. He was thoughtful, gentle, always one step ahead of Chidima's needs. On her birthday, he sent her a customized cake with the words, "To my future wife, the one who makes my heart rest." That same week, he transferred 200,000 with no explanation, just a message. "Use this to spoil yourself small. You deserve joy." Even when he wasn't in Nigeria, his presence was never far. He made it a habit to video call her during his lunch breaks, Nigerian time, morning for her, afternoon for him. He would tell her about the snow in Canada, the cold, the food he missed, and he always end the call with, "When you come, you'll see everything for yourself." The promise of "when you come" became Chidima's lullaby. Her future was no longer just hers. It had them written all over it. One night, while on a video call, he said something that made her heart leap. "Chi," he began, "I want to start something serious. I'm not getting any younger, and I don't want to waste time." Chidima blushed, her phone shaking slightly in her hand. "You're not joking?" she asked. "I've never been more serious," he said. "If I could, I will marry you over Zoom." They both laughed, but she didn't know that beneath his laughter was something dark and calculated. Kene had plans, yes, but not the kind she was dreaming of. 6 months after that conversation, Chidima found out she was pregnant. She was scared, but not broken. She thought, "He's responsible. He'll be happy." When she told Kene, there was silence for a few seconds on the phone. Then he said, "You mean it? You're sure?" "Yes," she replied nervously. "I've taken the test twice." A bit passed. Then his voice softened. "Chi, this is good news." "Really? Of course. He's our baby. You've given me the best gift." "So what do we do?" "Don't worry, I'll come back to Nigeria. I'll see your parents. Don't worry. I've got you." She cried that night, but they were happy tears. She told her parents the next morning. Papa was disappointed at first. Mama cried. But when they heard Kene was returning soon to do the right thing, their mood shifted. "Let's give him a chance to prove himself," Papa said. True to his word, Kene came back. 2 weeks later, he showed up with his elder cousin and 2 other men. They came with wine and envelopes, nothing elaborate, no community, no full traditional rice, but enough to calm her family. "We want to acknowledge the pregnancy and show we are serious," Kene's cousin had said. "Kene is a good man. He's not here to play." Her parents accepted. There were no bride price lists, no official documentation, just smiles, apologies, and promises. Chidima didn't care about tradition at that point. She was in love. She believed what they had was bigger than any list. The pregnancy wasn't easy. She had morning sickness that lasted till afternoon. Sometimes she cried without knowing why, but Kene stayed. He was there for the scan. He rubbed her back at night. He picked baby names with her. They chose Chizaram if it was a girl and Tobena if it was a boy. That's why she didn't think twice when he said, "Chi, I don't want you working anymore." "Why?" "Because you stress too much, and when the baby comes, I want you focused. I'll give you an allowance every month, 300,000 naira. That should cover you and the baby." "But I like my job." "Then consider it a vacation, a reward for carrying my child. I just want to take care of you." She agreed, because who argues with a man who sounds like a dream? Their first child was a girl, Chizaram, just as they planned. Kene wept at the hospital. He held the baby like she was a diamond. A year later, she gave birth to their first son, then the second. 3 beautiful children in 5 years. Chidima was happy. Tired sometimes, but happy. Her friends called her lucky. "Your husband doesn't let you work." "No." "And you get paid 300k monthly just to stay at home." "Yes." "Chidima, please sprinkle your grace on me now, eh?" She laughed every time they said it, but deep inside, there were things she couldn't explain. Sometimes he would travel for 4 months instead of 3. He would say work was stressful in Canada. He never allowed her to visit, always a delay in papers or one excuse or the other. When she suggested doing a business from home, he frowned. "Chi, do you not trust me to provide for you?" "I do." "Then allow me. Don't complicate our peace." And every time he came back to Nigeria, he came with gifts. Toys for the kids, perfumes for her, even new things for Mama and Papa. So she silenced her doubts. She told herself, not every marriage is the same. This is just our own love story. She had no idea she was the second page of a book already being written somewhere else. For anyone watching from outside, Chidima had it all. a beautiful house in GRA, 3 healthy, beautiful children, a man who provided generously monthly allowance like salary, no pressure to work, no business to stress her. She was always well dressed, her children neat and cheerful, her home clean and filled with toys. People around her admired her. Your husband really spoils you. He's different. You must have prayed really well. Chidinma, teach us your secret now. She would smile politely, shrug her shoulders and say, "Na God oh." But deep down, Chidinma didn't feel spoiled. She felt contained. The house was beautiful, marble floors, modern kitchen, even a nanny room, but it felt more like a golden cage. She missed walking. She missed talking to adults about things other than school runs and diaper brands. She missed feeling useful beyond motherhood. Once, she mentioned it casually on the phone. Kene, I'm thinking of maybe starting something small, a baby boutique or frozen food business. His tone changed. Chi, you're not suffering. You want to start shouting with market women? What will people say? I'm not doing it for people. Then who? Just relax and enjoy. You're a full housewife and I'm proud of it. That phrase, full housewife, stayed in her ears like a mocking echo, but she dropped the subject. Kenneth's visits became less frequent. At first, he came twice a year, December and June. But by the 3rd year, it reduced to once. I'm busy now, he would say. The business here is growing. The kids will understand. When he came, he was affectionate. He brought new clothes for the children, took the family to ShopRite, sprayed cash at her father's birthday. But he was also different. He avoided questions. He guarded his phone. He started locking his suitcase. Once, she playfully reached for his phone while he was in the bathroom, just to check time, and he shouted from inside, "Chi, don't touch my phone, no!" She laughed awkwardly. You're hiding Canadian secrets now. He came out and said nothing, just grabbed the phone and walked to the living room. That night, they slept back to back. Still, Chidinma told herself not to overthink it. No relationship was perfect. And as far as she could see, Kenneth wasn't cheating on her. He wasn't abusive. He still paid 300,000 naira monthly on time without reminders and sent surprise gifts. When their second son fell ill, he transferred 700k without her asking. He was responsible, just distant. And somehow she blamed herself. "Maybe I'm too emotional," she whispered one day to her friend Daisy. "He's trying and I'm here complaining." And Daisy sighed over the phone. "Chidinma, some of us are still praying to even see transport money from man. You're enjoying soft life and you're complaining. Abeg, maybe he's just stressed." Maybe, she told herself. But in quiet moments, when the kids had gone to school and the house was silent, Chidinma would sit on the balcony, staring into space, wondering if her life was truly as sweet as it looked. Her children were growing fast. Chisram, the eldest, was now in primary 3. Tobina was 5. Somto, the youngest, was 3, but already talking like an adult. They adored their father. Every time he returned from Canada, they would scream and run to hug him at the airport like he was Santa Claus. "Daddy, did you bring chocolate? Daddy, can I sleep in your bed tonight? Daddy, look at my report card." And every time he had to leave again, they would cry for days. Once Somto wept so much that Kenneth stayed an extra 3 days just to calm him. "I'll bring you plenty toys when I return," he said, wiping the boy's tears. To Chidinma, it felt both heartwarming and strange. This attachment to a man who was rarely present, but she never interfered. At least they had a father who loved them, right? Then came the Canada tour. It started on a video call. "Chi," he said, "I've been thinking. Nigeria is hard. The kids deserve better. You deserve better." "What do you mean?" she asked. "I want to relocate all of you to Canada. Properly." She gasped. "Are you serious?" "Very serious. I've already started making inquiries." That night she didn't sleep. She stared at the ceiling, smiling like a woman who had just won the lottery. She pictured the snow, the schools, the life. No more NEPA issues, no more heat, just peace. She ran to tell her parents. They praised him. "Finally, God is completing your joy," her mother said. Her father added, "Kene is a good man, a man of vision. You chose well." She nodded. She believed it too, but what she didn't know was that Kene had other visions entirely. Chidinma had never wanted to leave Nigeria until Kene mentioned Canada. From the moment he said this, something in the spirit shifted. She began to dream again. pictured herself in warm jacket, holding her children's hands through a snowy street. She imagined clean hospitals, good schools, 24 hours lights, no more NEPA wahala, no more Okada noise, just peace, structure, safety. For the first time in a long while, she saw a future beyond motherhood, a life where she could become someone again. And it was Kene who was making it all possible. He told her the process had begun. I'm working with a consultant, he said. I'll handle everything from this side. Just get all your documents ready. Birth certificate, international passport, the kids' immunization cards. She didn't waste time. She went to the local government office herself, paid for the express processing. She even took new passport pictures for everyone. That evening, she called her father and cried, Daddy, this Canada process is going on. Oh. Her father was elated. Wow, that is so good. Your husband is a quiet man, but he's so dependable. Her mother had already started boasting to the women's fellowship. My in-law is processing relocation for my daughter and grandchildren. Abroad is not for everybody. It's by God's grace. And for Chidima, it felt like grace. Kenneth sent voice notes regularly during the process. We are making progress. The consultant said passports must be valid for 5 years. Make sure of that. I've submitted the key school records to the immigration office. She kept every single message, star-marked them, backed them up. He called her with the updates. He sounded excited, serious. Everything is falling in place, he said one night. By next month, the kids' documents should be ready. What about mine? She asked. They'll come together now. It's just that the consultant said the kids' processing is faster since they're underage. She didn't question it. It made sense, right? Then one Saturday morning, he called her with the news. The kids' documents are ready. She screamed. She ran to her children's room and hugged them up. Mommy, what is it? Chizaram asked, laughing. You are going to Canada! She shouted. The children danced around the room. Even Somto, who barely understood, clapped and jumped on the bed. That evening, Kenneth sent money for new luggage, clothes, winter jackets, everything. He said he would come in person to pick them. No need for drama at the airport, he said. I'll book flights from here and travel with them myself. What about mine? She asked. He paused, then replied gently, There's a slight delay with your own papers. Just one form the consultant is trying to fix. But it will be ready in a few weeks. Let me go with the keys first. I'll come back for you. Trust me. She hesitated. Don't you trust me? She nodded, even though no one could see her. Yes, she finally whispered. The day he came to pick them, she didn't stop smiling. She wore a matching Ankara gown with her daughter and packed the boys in new sneakers and jeans. They looked like a picture from a family magazine. At the airport, Kenneth kissed her on the forehead and whispered, Give me 1 month. I'll be back for you, my love. She nodded again. She watched as her children walked through the boarding gate holding his hands. Somto looked back and waved, Mommy, don't cry, yo. She laughed through the tears. I'm not crying. Just go and enjoy. But inside her chest, something began to feel hollow. The next day, she didn't hear from him. She told herself he was settling in. By the third day, he sent a short message. We landed safely. The kids are fine. I'll call later. She smiled, but it felt different. Later didn't come. For the first time in her life, the house was quiet. Too quiet. No cartoons, no juice stains, no crying, no laughter, no shouting. She found herself sitting on her children's bed, hugging their leftover pajamas like they could still smell her babies. She texted Kene again. Please, can I talk to them? No reply. She waited. 2 days later, he called. His tone was light, too light. Sorry, I've been busy. Canada wahala. Can I see the kids? She asked. Later. They are sleeping. Kene, please now. She calmed down. I said I'll call you. Then the line went dead. The next week he didn't call. She tried everything. Texts, emails, missed calls. Nothing. She started calling with different numbers. He didn't pick. When he finally answered again, his tone was cold. She stopped calling me like this. I said I'll reach out. Kene, what's happening? She asked, her voice breaking. Why are you keeping them from me? What about my own papers? He sighed, deep and heavy. Let's talk later. There's something I need to explain. Then the call ended, and something in her spirit shattered. The night after the call, Chidima didn't sleep. Her eyes stayed fixed on the ceiling, heart racing. Something didn't feel right. It had been 14 days since her children left with Kene. 14 days of silence. She hadn't heard their voices, hadn't seen their faces. The videos had stopped, the voice notes stopped, even the money stopped. She was calling over 10 times a day now. Sometimes with her number, sometimes with her sisters, sometimes with unknown lines. He rarely answered. When he did, he sounded irritated, like she was the one doing too much. Then one night, just past 10:30 p.m., her phone rang. Kene! She jumped from the chair where she had fallen asleep, picked immediately. Kene, I'm here. Her voice trembled. Please let me talk to the kids, I'm begging you. There was pause. Then his voice came again. Steve, before you talk to anyone, there's something I need to tell you. Her stomach turned. What is it? I've added someone else to the call. What do you mean? Then she heard it, a click, another line connected, and then, hello, a woman's voice, calm, measured, Canadian accent. This is Ngozi, Kene's wife. There was silence. Chidinma froze. What? The woman repeated slowly. I'm Kene's wife. We've been married for 15 years. The words sat in the air like acid. Chidinma couldn't breathe. No, that's not possible. I'm his wife. We have 3 children together. He paid my bride price. Kene cut in. She listened to me. No, she shouted. What is this? What are you saying? I'm sorry. I never planned to hurt you, but the truth is, I've been married for 15 years. Ngozi is my legal wife here in Canada. Chidinma could hear the blood rushing in her ears. Her knees buckled. And the children? She asked, voice small. Our children. Kene cleared his throat. Ngozi can't conceive. We tried IVF, nothing worked. I didn't want to adopt. I needed children. So I came to Nigeria. You were kind. You were what I needed, and I'm grateful. Chidinma's mouth fell open. You used me? No, it wasn't like that. You lied to me for almost a decade. I took care of you, of the kids. I gave you a good life. You never lacked anything. She choked on tears. So I was your surrogate, a living baby machine? I'm sorry, but we have to move forward now. Then Ngozi's voice came back in, soft but cutting. I understand this is hard, but the children are in good hands. We'll give them the best. You can still be part of their lives from a distance. From a distance? 3 words that sliced through her. Chidinma felt like she was floating. The room spun. Kene, she said, barely audible. You promised me everything. You said we were going to be a family in Canada. I know. I was wrong. But now that the kids are here, let's just do what's best for them. I will send you something for yourself. You can keep the house and the 10 million in our joint account. I've removed my signature. It's yours now. There was silence. I'm really sorry, Chi, but this is goodbye. And just like that, the call ended. She stared at the phone, numb. A minute passed, then 2. Then her legs gave way and she collapsed. Her neighbor found her passed out on the floor and rushed her to the hospital. The doctor said it was shock. Her blood pressure had spiked. Her parents arrived the next morning. They didn't speak at first. They just held her. Her mother sobbed. Her father sat quietly in the corner, head in his hands. When they finally reached Kene, he didn't deny it. He told her father, I'm already married. I only needed children. That's all. And then, tell your daughter to take the house and the money. I don't want any trouble. I just want full custody of my children. That evening, Chidinma sat on her daughter's bed, hugging a tiny pink sweater. Her eyes were swollen, her voice gone. She stared out the window for hours. Then finally whispered, you took my children, but you will not take me. Watch out for part 2. But before we sign out for today, I would like to ask you, if you were Chidinma at this point, what would you do? Please share your thoughts in the comment section and watch out, part 2 will come out soon. Thank you for watching. Bye.